I may be full of hot air, and this may be a balloon, but that's not what we're talking about today.
This video is our story of our work with the National High Altitude Balloon Challenge. We first heard about the event from Captain Gagnon. She told us that we're going to compete in this challenge and that it involved balloons. Captain Gagnon then, in the spirit of one Civil Air Patrol, reached out to Captain Friday from Bennington Squadron to see if we wanted to work together on the challenge. This would allow us to make new friends and use teamwork to solve a common challenge, much like we would do if there was a mission.
We both reviewed the introduction video at our own meetings and started thinking of things we could place inside these tubes that were to go up into the atmosphere in the balloon, which turns out is a weather balloon type balloon, not a hot air balloon in which you fly in a basket. Catamount came up with some crazy ideas at first, things that would never fit in the tube or couldn't answer the "what are we testing by sending this up" question. They settled on a few items to put forward to the larger group. Bennington met and also discussed the challenge. They came up with some interesting ideas as well. We then came together virtually to discuss the items we'd send up and hammer out some details. We also discussed things when we met in person a few weeks later.
We decided to put the following in our tubes: radiation meters, yeast, rice, and a rubber band. When we wanted to measure radiation exposure at high altitudes, we were thinking of things like the badges that radiology department technicians wear to measure their exposure. There were 3 problems. 1, where do we get one? 2, will it fit? And 3, how do we get them tested once we get them back? We found out that that would not work, as they would not fit, we couldn't get them, and we had no way of measuring the radiation if we did get them up and back. The suggestion was made to use radiation exposure cards that are sold at survival. Captain Gagnon brought up the idea that those would be too big fit unless they could be cut. We reached out to the company who made them, and they offered to send us some of the critical pieces of the cards in pre-cut strips in sizes that would be perfect to fit in the tubes, free of charge. It was amazing to get the package in the mail and see all the pieces they sent us. We would like to send a huge thank you to Dr. Gordon Patel.
Yeast. The experiment here is to see if the yeast is as active as it was prior to being sent to high altitudes. We will activate both upon receiving them back and determine if the atmosphere has any impact on the bacteria.
Rice. We wanted to see if the rice absorbs water while at high altitude, or if it is affected in such a way that it loses its ability to absorb water. And rubber band. Does exposure to high altitudes affect the elasticity of the rubber band? We are excited to participate in this challenge representing the Vermont wing and look forward to reporting back.